Nobody sends flowers to a spy's funeral. If you die on this mission, your name will not appear in any newspaper. Your family will be told something clean and manageable. A car accident, perhaps. A sudden illness. The state will grieve you privately, efficiently, and then move on to the next asset. You have known this since the day you signed. You signed anyway. Your name, your real name, does not matter here. What matters is the name on your current passport, the language you now dream in, the backstory you have rehearsed until it feels more real than your actual childhood. What matters is the target. A senior figure inside Iran's nuclear apparatus, a man with access to program details that 3 Western intelligence agencies have been trying to extract for years. He has one weakness. He trusts beautiful women. That is where you come in. Age 25. You are recruited not because you are the best fighter in the room. There are better fighters. You are recruited because of what you do when someone is watching you, and more importantly, what you do when you think no one is. Your recruiter tells you almost nothing on the first meeting. She watches how you sit, how you order coffee, whether you look at the exit when you walk into a room. You do. You always have. You didn't know that was unusual until she told you. The program has no official name. Officially, it does not exist. What it trains is a specific kind of operative, called a Mossad Sparrow in intelligence tradecraft globally, an agent who uses romantic or social manipulation to extract information, access, or influence from a target. The Soviets called their version swallows. The Israelis refined it, made it colder, made it more precise. You will spend 18 months learning things no university teaches, how to enter a room and make one specific person feel like the only person in it, how to listen, not just hear, but listen, in a way that makes a man feel genuinely understood for the first time in his adult life, how to ask questions that don't sound like questions, how to hold a cover identity under direct pressure, under alcohol, under grief, under the specific kind of scrutiny that comes from a man who suspects everyone around him because he himself cannot be trusted. You learn Farsi, not tourist Farsi, the Farsi of educated Tehran, the humor of it, the poetry that every Iranian intellectual drops into conversation like punctuation. You memorize a life that is not yours until it fits like a second skeleton. You stop being able to have a conversation without assessing it. The version of you that existed before this program is gone. You will look for her later and not find her. Age 26. Vienna. You are 26 years old. The city where the world's intelligence services come to do business they cannot do at home. Every diplomat here is something else. You fit in perfectly. Your target is a senior figure inside Iran's nuclear apparatus, a man with access to program details that 3 Western intelligence services have been trying to extract for years. You have studied him for 4 months, his patterns, his preferences, his unhappy marriage, his substantial ego, his intellectual vanity. That last one. That is the door. You are introduced through a carefully constructed social chain, a mutual acquaintance who does not know he is being used, a dinner, a coincidence that is not a coincidence. You meet him on a Tuesday. By Thursday, he is seeking you out. The movies get this wrong. It is not about attraction. It is about attention. You make him feel seen. Not flattered, not charmed, but genuinely, specifically understood. For a man who lives inside hierarchy and paranoia and performance, that is the rarest thing in the world. You ask him about his work, not the public work. You ask about the problem he cannot solve, the thing that keeps him awake. Every scientist has one. He looks at you with the expression of a man who has never been asked that question by someone who actually wanted the answer. You file the expression. You will use it later. This costs you nothing yet. This is still the easy part. The easy part is always the most dangerous because it doesn't feel dangerous. You have been running this operation for 6 months. You have a handler you meet in 3 different cities. You pass information through methods so mundane, a paperback left on a cafe table, a specific pattern of social media activity, that they would be invisible to anyone not looking for them. What you are extracting is not documents. Documents can be found, traced, photographed. What you are extracting is knowledge, specific technical details that only exist inside the mind of someone who has worked on the program directly. The timeline, the gaps, the parts that are not working, the parts that are. You meet him for dinner in Geneva. He has started to confide things. Small things at first. Frustrations about colleagues, bureaucratic obstacles. The classified information comes later, gradually, the way water finds cracks in stone. He does not realize he is giving it. He thinks he is having a conversation with a woman who understands him. That part is not a lie. This is the moral complexity that the briefings never fully prepare you for. The attention you give him is real. The listening is real. The interest in his mind, a genuinely formidable mind, is real. You are not performing all of it. You file this thought in a place you do not look at during working hours. One day, your encrypted phone lights up. Your father is on deathbed. A road accident outside Tel Aviv, and you do not cry. Not because you don't feel it, but because the feeling is too large for tears, the way earthquakes don't make a sound until the building starts to fall. Your father never knew what you actually did for a living. He told his friends his daughter traveled the world for work. He was proud. He was not wrong. 11 days later, he is buried. You are in Geneva, making a man feel understood over a dinner he will remember for years. A colleague attends the funeral on your behalf. Your family is told you were unreachable. You close the phone. You open your notebook. This is what the job is. Not the tradecraft, not the intelligence, not the missions. It is the receipts. The ones written in absences, in missed funerals, in fathers who died proud of a daughter they never quite knew. The ones kept nowhere you can ever look at them. Month 8, Zurich. He tells you something over a glass of wine that your handler will later describe as the most significant intelligence breakthrough on the program in 4 years. You smile. You respond appropriately. You ask the right follow-up question. Later, alone in your hotel room, you sit on the edge of the bed for a long time. Not because of guilt, exactly. The mission is real. The stakes are real. The intelligence you are gathering could genuinely affect how governments make decisions that affect millions of lives. You believe this. What you sit with is something else. Harder to name. He trusts you. Completely. More than he trusts anyone in his actual life. You have become, over 8 months, the realest relationship he has, and it is built entirely on architecture you constructed for the purpose of taking something from him. You are not the first person to do this. You will not be the last. The program exists because it works. It works because human beings are built for connection, and that need for connection is the one vulnerability no security protocol can fully patch. You know all of this. You sit on the edge of the bed anyway. Then you write your report. Precise, thorough, exactly what your handler needs. You are very good at your job. Month 12. He has a colleague, another man, sharper, more paranoid, who has been watching you from the edges of 2 different social events. You have noticed him noticing you. You flagged it to your handler 3 weeks ago. Your handler tells you to continue. The intelligence is too valuable to pull back now. You continue. The colleague approaches you at a function in Paris. His questions are casual. His eyes are not. He is running a soft interrogation, and he is good at it. You are better. You answer everything correctly. Your cover is deep enough to survive significant scrutiny, but you feel the operation entering its final phase. Operations always have a final phase. The question is whether you control how it ends, or whether the ending controls you. You begin preparing your exit, not panicking, preparing. There is a significant difference, and the difference is what separates the operatives who come home from the ones who don't. You have one more meeting scheduled, one more opportunity to close the final intelligence gap your handler has identified. You attend it. You get what you came for. The conversation is warm, easy, the kind of ease that 8 months builds between 2 people. You say goodbye at the end of the evening. He does not know it is goodbye. You have planned it this way. You do not look back. You are out of the country within 36 hours. New passport, new name, new city. The life you built over 10 months, the apartment, the social connections, the carefully maintained presence, is dismantled behind you like a stage set after the final performance. Your handler debriefs you over 3 days. Every conversation, every detail, everything you can remember. You give it all. This is what you signed up for. This is what the 18 months of training was for. The intelligence you extracted is passed to allied services. It feeds into assessments that shape policy decisions in at least 3 countries. You will never know specifically what those decisions are. You are not supposed to know. The information leaves your hands and enters a world you are not cleared to see. He will eventually realize something was wrong. He is intelligent enough to piece it together. What he will do with that realization, whether he reports it, whether he stays silent to protect himself, whether he simply carries it privately, is not your concern. This is what you tell yourself. It is mostly true. People will call what you do manipulation, seduction, a woman weaponizing her charm. They will make movies about it and get everything wrong. And in a world where powerful men inside closed systems treat women as furniture, as decoration, as anything except a threat, you move through rooms that close for men. You hear conversations that stop when men enter. You are dismissed by precisely the people who most need to dismiss you. This is not a vulnerability in your cover. This is your cover. The Soviets understood this in the 1940s. The Israelis refined it. In 1986, a Mossad operative named Cheryl Bentov, alias Cindy, built enough trust with a nuclear whistleblower in London to redirect him to Rome, where he was captured. Confirmed, declassified, on record. The operation took weeks. Its consequences lasted decades. You are not the first woman to do this work. You will not be the last.